Okay, what happened to funk? What happened to funk? What happened to funk? To me, the music is acknowledged, the vibe, the music is acknowledged as being some of the best ever. When you hit that spot, it crosses genres. When they played it right, it crossed genres. So that tells me there's something about that vibe and the way it's played is great. Hip hop took it, went on. Now, why did it die? Well, there's stories and stuff about where in the 80s, when Mr. Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic was at this spot where they could have really just blown up and taken over, Casablanca, the record company, Casablanca, and I forget his name. I know his name if I think about it. It was one guy pivotal in creating Parliament and that vibe and that sound and that whole concept of funk. And if you really look at the concept of funk, if you look at the Parliament Funkadelic records, P-Funk is very consistent in their philosophy and their intention. There's no contradictions in P-Funk philosophy. So somebody was paying attention to the way that music was made, produced, released, distributed. It was a highly detailed and somebody was really taking care of it. And George and them was eating sheets of acid. Now, I'm not saying Mr. Clinton and them, couldn't be responsible for something like that, but I think somebody oversaw that and the growth of Parliament and the funk. Because it was not just Parliament, it was Lakeside, it was a vibe. It was more than one group that was able to duplicate that sound during that time. And why it died, I don't know. It in ways, I don't know why, but I'll say this. I don't know why it died, but the fact that it did may have saved it. It went to disco. Disco came in and kind of, the record companies or whatever, kind of replaced that funk. And there's also a theory or an idea that the record companies wanted to stop Mr. Clinton because he was at a point where he had all of it covered. He had Parliament and Funkadelic. He was getting to the point where he was going to have his own label. He was going to have Roger, and Roger was going to be a pivotal point in that. But Roger wouldn't sign with Warner Brothers or something. Roger was going to be on Uncle Jam's label. And actually there could, I don't know, it may or may, to me, why funk isn't a genre? Why isn't, you got rock, you got jazz, you got all this, why isn't funk one? Funk was disrespected or undermined or whatever. And the more I look at it, the more I think it just didn't happen not to happen. I think something happened to where it was stopped. Because the music is still great to this day. The music is still great how can the music still be great to this day and it not be a genre? You gotta go find funk under hip hop or rock, hip hop or soul or something. What is that about? Somebody, and for somebody not to find that and not to exploit it and make money off of it, that's another question I just thought of. How come if, it's so lucrative, somebody should exploit it and make money off of it? This is capitalism in America, we're gonna make money off anything. So what happened, I don't know, but it died, it changed, and I was just thinking, watching Bernie Worrell Orchestra. That music really wasn't funk. Of course, Bernie Worrell's a genius. His music is so complicated that you don't know whether to dance or to vibe or to pray to it. It's on a whole different level. It's in a different spot. But there's very few funk artists who are making funk anymore. Everybody's, making Daft Punk or some kind of weird kind of different kind of variation of it. There's not too many people making R&B anymore. But I don't know. It's complicated. I want a copy of this. This should be good. Can I get a copy? Anyway, but I don't know. Like I said, what happened to funk? I don't know. And there's a few of us out here who want to make a comeback because we know what it sounds like. We know what the hell it feels like. We know how to do it. We know how to repeat it. We know how to duplicate it. But and people want it, but nobody is selling it. I wonder why. That's a good question.